Hi everyone, this is Mike from Range Time Network, and today we're going to be getting into a new series. We're calling it the PRS Tips and Tricks series. We're working with a couple of top shooters. Regina Milkovich is one of them, top lady in the country right now. She's going to help us out with doing rooftops for the first time. So rooftops is one of those stages that people kind of frown on because they're not that fun to do because you usually miss if you're not knowing what you're doing. So let's go and head over there, check it out, and see what she has to say. So Regina, thanks for having me out here today, and I really appreciate the time and opportunity you're giving us to treat us to your special technique. But I'd like you to go over some of the things that are important. First and foremost, is there any special equipment that you see needed to do a rooftop?
You could technically probably shoot a rooftop with just a rifle and a magazine. However, most of the PRS shooters add a rear support or sometimes even a small bag as a front support to stabilize their rifle so they don't have as much wobble before they take their shot, especially if they're shooting targets that are much smaller than a full-size IPSC. So today we're shooting a full-size IPSC, a little windy, so I went with one of the many bags that we have. This one's a pump pillow from Weebad. They now have a modular version, so you can add as many extra bags in there as you want. Nice. To make it fuller or less full, depending on what it is that you're planning on shooting. The smaller bags are just your average rear bags. So these ones are from Rifles Only. They're Rifles Only gear rear support. So most of the PRS shooters are using those as a front support underneath their bipod. Right. I don't. I'm not worried about hard-on-hard contact, so I just don't. It's one less thing for me to drop or fumble or. But these ones on the back end totally lock you into position. So
you're working on 2 points of contact in order to make a more stable platform. Exactly. To shoot off of, because the more stable they are, the more rounds on target you're going to end up getting. Exactly.
Yep. The best you're going to be able to see your impacts better, and you're going to have better recoil management.
Right. So let's talk about building a stable platform. Being a new shooter, I know that I usually use my bipod first, and the first thing I want to do is just slap it down.
Like that, right?
Well, yeah. You can either try to hook it over, or some shooters I've seen, just push it up against the rooftop on the angle to try to get that. But without your rear bags, you
have a ton of wobble doing that. Yeah, I mean, you've got your whole rear behind you. You could use a knee just like you would with a traditional positional seated, but I find that I've got too much wiggle there.
You don't have enough to lock it in.
Right. Not quite. It's not quite as stable. It's not. It wouldn't be optimal for me.
So if you had no bag.
If you had no bag, it would not be a bad idea. Absolutely.
But in order to take that wobble out, what would you do?
Well, personally, I end up hooking my bipod over the front, so lower center of gravity. So I would throw it there. I don't use a rear bag in the front unless I absolutely have to. And I would use one of these bigger bags on the back side. So that's locking that in for me. The only thing really that I'm doing is putting the rifle on target, close the bolt, pull the trigger. I don't need to touch my gun at all in a position like that.
Excellent. Now let's talk about positions. There's about 2 positions you prefer, the frog and the side saddle, you were saying?
Right, yep. The frog is the one that I'd see more men using. The ladies tend to use side saddle a little bit more. One downside of side saddle is it's not quite as stable shot to shot. You don't have as good recoil management because you're not actually coming straight
completely
back.
Behind the rifle.
You've got a slight tilt to it. The frog saddle, that one is the frog sit is coming straight back.
All right, you want to demonstrate that real quick?
Yeah.
The frog is
like that. So your modified downward dog or yoga pose. So just get behind your rifle like that, and that's giving you that straight back into your shoulder pocket as well.
Right. And whereas the side saddle?
Side saddle is more.
You're off to the side.
Right, so then you're using this leg to try to keep you up.
That's your anchor.
Right, if you get a heavily recoiling rifle, you just slide down. So you may have to adjust your position shot to shot, where frog sit you won't.
Excellent. All right, shooter ready. Stand by.
I hope this helps you guys out. Every month or so we're going to come out with a new video. I'm going to be working with Regina and a couple other shooters from our club. Look for more in-depth videos on precision rifle shooting. I want to thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe. If you have questions on this video, please, there's going to be links below to Regina's Facebook page. Check it out. Like her, she's definitely very engaged in helping anybody out in the sport. It's an awesome sport, as you know. It's a lot of fun. Keep safe, everybody. Thanks for watching. This is Range Time Network, and I am out of here.